Coach, how would you describe who you are personality-wise? What are we going to see in the sidelines? What's on the practice court? Can you put a face on yourself? People are just going to get to know you.
Is that because you heard practice?
No. What's your view?
No,
View,
I lead with intensity. I mean, it's an intense game, and we really preach to our guys that we're going to be the more intense team. We're going to deliver the first punch and the last punch, and as many in between as we can. And so that's kind of my personality, and I try to recruit guys that can match that energy and really want to play with that tenacity. So I wouldn't use the word animated. I try to stay under control on the bench, but I coach our guys hard and build a relationship with them to the point where they know when I do coach them hard that it's coming from a place of love. And I think that's important. I think you see coaches too often try to just be that stern, yelling, screaming figure. But if they don't know where it's coming from, then it doesn't work. And so you've got to build that relationship first. But I think we've got that with this group.
Can you talk about your message to the team this morning? That you guys took the court, kind of got everything started, keep going?
Yeah, just, doing the right things when nobody's watching. Is that what you're referring to, the quote? Yeah, we do a quote every day. Today's quote was, talking about accountability, and the real accountability is being accountable for yourself when nobody's watching, right? What are we doing when we're outside this building? What do we do, when you have that option to, stay in bed or come in the morning and get shots up, right? Or, go to study hall or stay home and play the game. And so I take my role very serious as being a leader of young men, and not just helping them grow on the basketball court, but also in life. And so a lot of those quotes usually go hand in hand with that aspect of the job, and just helping them understand, how to move forward as men in life.
And does that kind of set the tone for the kind of team that you want, the kind of players that you want to represent this university?
Absolutely. We have a deal here we call no BCD, which means no blaming, complaining, or defending your own actions. I don't want to be a blaming group. I don't want to be the group that's constantly complaining to one another, complaining about officials, complaining about things that are beyond our control. But also, I don't want to be the group that's constantly in defense mode and defending our own actions, right? I think instead of verbally constantly trying to defend things, we have the great opportunity to go out and fix our mistakes on the basketball court.
Coach, you and I have a mutual friend in Sal Capaccio.
Okay.
I asked Sal, describe coaching. 2 words, no nonsense. That when he gets on the court, it's all business. Is that pretty close? Yeah,
I would say so. That's what these guys deserve from me, and my staff. Sal's a great guy, Buffalo Bills guy, but no, I would say that's pretty accurate. We try to do everything we do here with a no nonsense approach, right? We're here to win championships. When I recruit these young men, I tell them we're going to do 2 things. We're going to put a ring on their finger and a meaningful degree in their hand, and so we take that no nonsense approach in everything we do so that we can deliver on that message.
How would you describe Wes Enis' ability to shoot and affect the game? A lot of curiosity about this guy coming from the D2 level, but
Yeah.
His ability to put the basket.
Depends on what day of the week it is.
How about today?
No, Wes has had a phenomenal fall. Really thrilled that he's with us. It's funny because, you look at, like the preseason Ken Palm or some of these rankings that come out, we're a little lower than what we would be because they don't take into account Division II transfers. So technically, Wes, when it comes to Ken Palm and some of these analytical sites, Evan Maya, Ken Palm, Bart Torvik, you name it, it's essentially like he's not even on the team, right? So they've got us at, I think, like 106 or something without Wes. Wes brings huge, tremendous value to what we do on both sides of the ball. If you look at where he's coming from and what he accomplished, Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year on an extremely well-coached, very talented Division II team, that translates. The second best player on his team last year was one of the leading scorers last night for Auburn in an exhibition game against Oklahoma State. So that tells you a lot about where he's coming from and the level of talent. He also brings a lot of leadership qualities. He's been one of our more vocal leaders, I'm sure you all saw my quote about being an everyday guy. Wes is an everyday guy and brings a ton of value to what we're trying to do here at South Florida.
What do you expect from C.J. Brown this year, after coming off that freshman year that he had last year, 1 year, 2 returning guys?
Yeah, really excited about having CJ here as our point guard, and man, he's taken a big leap forward, and he's going to continue to do so. I think he gets better every single day. He's a phenomenal young man, one of the best young men I've ever been around. He's a worker, he's a learner. He embodies everything that we want our student athletes to embody here at South Florida. Man, I'm just excited he's on our side because he's tough to guard and he fits really well into what we want to do on both ends of the floor. I think this offense is tailor-made to who C.J. Brown is, and I think you can expect to see him take a massive leap forward.
Does it say a lot about him that he wanted to stick around after, recruited by Coach Amir, went to an interim coach, and then the coach comes in?
Yeah, it does. It says a lot about him, not only him, this university, and this athletic department. In an era where the grass is always greener somewhere else, CJ decided to stay here and water it, and that's a big deal to me. I don't take that lightly. I was really impressed through the interview process. When I was watching his film, I knew he was a guy that I needed here with us. He was priority number one, to be honest with you. And so we were able to get that done. And yeah, it says a ton about him and his family. They were about the right stuff. Not once did they ask about money. No, it wasn't about money. It was about style of play. It was relationship. It was player development. It was all the right questions, and which made us fall even more in love with him and his family, and just really does say a lot about who he is and this university, though, right? For a young man to want to stay here, that means he was probably treated pretty well last year by the people that touched his life, and I've learned in the half a year that I've been here that's accurate. These young men are treated the right way, and we're surrounded by great people every day.
What's something you look for in a player when you're recruiting them that's in your team?
I think one of the biggest things is, do they love it? Do they love the game? I've coached, unfortunately, some young men that are extremely talented, but they don't love the game. To play for us, you got to love it because we get after it every day. We're using every possible minute the NCAA allows us to. And we watched probably more film than anybody in the country. We're all in. And so to play for us, you got to love it. And I think we do have, we're very fortunate. We got a group that does, top to bottom.
How excited are you that the season's almost here?
I mean, fired up. I mean, I think these guys are ready to go against somebody else. They're tired of hearing my mouth every day, and that's not going to stop. But at least they'll get to go out and compete with somebody else because they've just been beating the heck out of one another here for the last several months. So get to go on the road tomorrow and get a closed scrimmage at Miami, which will be good, and then turn around the following week and get to play here at home in the YC against St. Leo in an exhibition. I was talking with a couple of my staff members that are from the Northeast where I'm from, and it was a little chilly when we walked out of the house this morning, and that felt good. That means it's basketball season, and so we're fired up.
What are some things that you're looking to see improvement on to show that you're trending in the right direction?
Gosh, everything. I mean, we haven't played a game yet. We haven't scrimmaged yet. We got to get better on every single side of the ball, offensively, defensively, special teams. We've got to get better. I think the biggest thing right now is we've got to limit turnovers in practice. I haven't figured out yet whether we're really good defensively or whether we're struggling offensively. We're turning it over a little bit too much right now, but we'll get to find that out on Saturday.
Coach, you've got a football program here that's creating a lot of excitement, not just on campus and locally, but nationally. Are you hoping that excitement flows over to hoops?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I've been fortunate to spend time at several stops, and was at Alabama during some national championship runs with Alabama football. I hope nobody here in Tampa Bay and the entire region takes for granted what we've got going on over in football right now. That's a big deal. We've got one loss to a team that, frankly, looks like they could win a national championship. Our wins have all been in a dominating fashion. What's most impressive to me, I texted this to Coach Golish after the North Texas game, is the enjoyment that you can see that those young men are having, right? And that's a sign of a really good team. I encourage you, when you watch that team this weekend, watch how they respond to one another. Watch how they celebrate one another. It's truly a sign of a good culture, and that word's thrown around so loosely nowadays. They've got that across the street. We're still trying to build that. That doesn't happen overnight, and I've asked Coach Golish some questions. He is doing a phenomenal job. Every chance we get, we need to pack that stadium out and support this team because it's a very, very special thing that's happening across the street in that football building right now.
How do you describe the skill set of Damen Collins and how he can affect the game?
Man, Damien's one of the best rim protectors that I've ever been around. Actually, let me take that back. Damien's one of the best athletes I've ever coached. I've coached 15 guys that have put an NBA jersey on, and Damien's one of the best athletes that I've ever coached. Elite rim protector, elite lob catcher. But I think what really excites me the most is he's got a really high basketball IQ. He knows where to be and when to get there. And he also is great at directing traffic and helping the other young men on the floor get to their spots. And that's what you want to see from a guy that's in his senior year athletically is being basically an assistant coach on the floor. And Damien's given me that. And very fortunate to coach him. I recruited him when he came out of high school. And when I was at Alabama and we lost him to Kentucky, he made a horrible decision. Long story short, the good Lord let us back together, and I don't take that lightly. We're going to do something special here this year.
He says, part of the reason he's here, or big reason he's here, is the relationship he had with you that was established many years ago. What is that relationship, and how did it kind of foster itself 4 years later that he wanted to come with you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's recruiting, from a fan's perspective. You see us recruit guys and get guys or not get guys. I'll tell you what, it can be painful for a guy like me that I try to make it transformational, not transactional. And Damien and I had a real relationship. I recruited him hard for a year and spent time in the small town of Atlanta, Texas. I'm sure most of you didn't know that there was an Atlanta in Texas. I did not either. I thought I was going to be driving 3 hours from Tuscaloosa to see him, but instead I was on a plane over to the Texas-Louisiana border. And built a really good, strong relationship with him and his family, and so when he didn't come to us at Alabama, that hurts, And not only does it hurt, we had to play against him. We beat him. You never beat us, right? You sure? Were we 2-1 against you? We beat him. All I know is we beat him like a drum in Tuscaloosa. I mean, we beat him like a drum. I gave him a good firm handshake in the handshake line, but no, Damien's a special young man, and I'm really excited to have the opportunity to coach him. It was a really refreshing recruiting process this time around. I think he knew where he wanted to go, and I knew right away I wanted him here, and it happened, which is awesome.
How have you enjoyed the job so far?
Man, what's not to enjoy? I get to come into this beautiful building every day with phenomenal leadership at the helm from top to bottom. Our president, board of trustees, CEO of athletics, everybody on this campus. I've gotten to spend time with all of them in different settings, and the alignment here at South Florida is unmatched. I've been around the block. It's unmatched. This is an extremely special place. And then the few hours I do get to spend at home, I get to live in beautiful Tampa, Florida. You can't beat it. This is truly a special place, and we're going to do our best to hold up our end of the deal.
What went behind the decision to go through that Navy SEALs boot camp?
We've been doing that, the boot camp, for, 9-10 years now between Buffalo, Alabama, and here. You guys get to see the physical side of it, which is good. It's taxing. It's physically challenging. It's really testing our guys' limits mentally and physically. But there's a team building culture component that we do that's not on the camera, that we're never going to talk about, because basically what's said in that room stays in that room. But we get to know each other at our core. I get to learn what makes each one of these guys tick, why they get out of bed in the morning. I get to learn, what motivates them, how they want to be coached. And we make more progress in that 48 hours than we will the rest of the year in any 48-hour stretch, because they get to learn who I am and our staff, who they are, and we get to learn who these young men truly are, right? Pull back the curtain and find out, hey, what's going on in your life? Where can we help you? And this is how you can help us. And it's really a special time, and that's what makes us keep going back to that every year.
And you and all the other coaches participated in that as well.
And yes, so every coach participates in the retreat, especially the culture building component, the physical component. I would say the staff gets us a little selective on what activities we join. Just from a health insurance coverage standpoint. There's just some things I could do 6 years ago at the retreat that I'm not quite there right now, but. It's taxing. I mean, it is taxing. I can't tell you how many of our guys are, when they get there, they're afraid of water. And, well, guess what? We're throwing them in the middle of a lake in the state of Florida, which, from what I've been told, if there's water, there's gators, right? And we had our guys out there, and it's still dark at 5:30 in the morning, and it's them in a life jacket in the water, and face their fears a little bit. We put them in situations where they have to count on one another, and we get to experience all that while being led by a group of young men that served our country as Navy SEALs, and it's really, really a special time.
Coach, you talk about the importance of creating a culture. You have a whole new team coming in. Is it better to have to just teach your culture and not reteach something that's there?
100%, but I would argue that culture is not 100% taught. It's developed, right? Through adversity, through success, and within those periods, there's teaching moments for sure. So I think no matter what, whether you're in year 2, year 3, year 10, or year 1 of a job, you're going to go through that all over again because you've got new guys, right? I think expectations are taught and culture is developed. And so I think it's a year-to-year thing no matter what. And I'll tell you, we're heading in the right direction there. We've got a really good group. I say all the time, we want to have a player-led team, not a coach-led team. And I'll tell you, we're strongly trending in that direction.
Coach, kind of following up on that, what's the biggest challenge for you when you bring in the transfers that you brought in? You bring in a lot of guys with a lot of different games, and if they're familiar with all the guys you brought in, obviously. But what's some of the biggest challenges, and how do you think it's going? How this team's mission?
The biggest challenge is you've got to learn all these young men all over again, right? There's not a ton of continuity. I mean, obviously, I brought Isaiah Nelson and Joe Pinion with me. I know those guys. I know how to coach them. I know what makes them tick. I know what makes them get out of bed in the morning. But then I had 13 guys that I got to figure out, right? But I'll tell you what, man, this group is really fun to be around, and I have a hard time sleeping at night. I'm so excited to get back here the next day and get back to work with them. And so others may see it as challenging. Man, I love every second of it, getting to know these guys. And that's why we take a lot of pride in the way we recruit. We'll never sacrifice character for athletic ability or basketball talent. Because at the end of the day, I got to spend 14 hours a day with these cats. And, for my sanity, I need to be around good people. And so we have 15 phenomenal young men here. All my whole staff's got young children except Tobin. Tobin's old as dirt. The rest of the the staff, we've got a bunch of 1 and 2 and 4-year-olds running around, and I'll tell you what, you can learn a lot about a man by the way he interacts and treats someone else's children. These guys are phenomenal, and you'll get to see that here soon for yourselves.
What's one of the most special moments you've had in your life as a man?
One of the most special moments I've had in my life as a man? Well, it's first, I mean, hands down, not even close, the birth of my son. I really feel like, I've had a lot of sons as a coach, but man, to get to see him and wake up and see him every day and go home and watch him grow as a person, and I just don't think there's anything more special than that, to be honest with you. It's really a blessing. If you haven't met my son Jet or my better half Jordan, you will. They're around. They're basketball junkies. Jet's only 20 months old. He looks like a 4-year-old. You won't be able to miss him. But by far, that the birth of my son Jet, I would probably say, is probably the most impactful thing in my life.
How's that influenced you as a coach?
I think that's a great question. I think having a son puts things in perspective about these young men and that they're somebody's son, right? And what my responsibility to them is and how I would want someone else that's in charge of my son in the same atmosphere to interact and to push and to encourage and to challenge and to help my son grow. And I really don't think you can fully understand that until you have one yourself. And so I really think it's helped me as a coach. I take my responsibility to these young men very serious, and it's outside of basketball too. We talk a lot about life. We go through culture sessions once a week. We read books together. We read the Word together. I want this to be, some of the most transformational years of their life, and I don't take that lightly.
All right, is that all? Coach, real quick. When I was coaching, I used to tell people, I'm raising someone else's kids while my wife is raising ours. How important is it to have that rock in the house?
Yeah, my fiance Jordan is unbelievable, because what people don't understand is I'm getting here at 7:30 in the morning. Like this morning, I left before my son was even awake, and there's nights where I get home and he's already in bed. And that breaks my heart. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I try not to let that happen. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's inevitable. But she holds the fort down, and she is at home raising our boy. And I try to make sure that I make up for time that I miss where I have to be here at the office. But I do take pride in, with myself and with my staff, don't ever miss anything important. If your son's got a game, you need to go to the game. I want them to go to every doctor's appointment with their wife and with their children. We work hard enough, and I take enough pride and trust enough in my staff that we can still get the job done, and they don't have to miss anything at home. And so we take a lot of pride in that.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it.
Damien, you heard the coach talking about his relationship with you. What's your story on how he recruited you the first time and why you came back to him?
Like he said, the first time he recruited me. He recruited me pretty hard. He came down to Atlanta a couple times. He built a good relationship with me and my family. COVID hit around that time. It was kind of hard in recruiting games. So yeah, I did go to Kentucky the first time. But I feel like making this decision to come here was pretty easy, because like our relationship it's something I cherish a lot. I don't tell him enough as I should, but it's like he like someone I actually look up to. Like, he's a real genuine person. He cares about others, and he pushes you to be great. So like that's all I was looking for in a coach. A mentor, and everything. So that really it was really easy making a decision to come here.
Did you still have his name in your phone, and had you already known when he approached you that he took the job here?
Yeah, I definitely still had his number in my phone, and when he did, I didn't know before, but when he contacted me, he told me, it was pretty much, it was pretty much a done deal. We stretched the process out to keep searching, but I knew it was pretty much a done deal once he did contact me and said he wanted me to come play for him.
One question about Atlanta, Texas. I imagine that maybe nobody, or is there somebody that when you say Atlanta, they think of Texas? Just tell people what that town was like too.
Atlanta's a small town. A small town, everybody know everybody. It's not nothing. It's not nothing really to do. It's just a small town. To me, I feel like it'll help you. It'll help you be a real big family person. It'll help you care about others, cause that's all you can do. You're gonna be around your family. That's pretty much it. That's all it is with Atlanta. Nothing crazy.
What's your vertical being?
I think I tested like 43 and a half, 44.
40.
Yeah.
What's your span? What's your wingspan?
Wingspan, like 7'4" and a half, 7'5".
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you've obviously got great tools to protect the rim.
Yes, sir.
What's your mentality as a shot blocker when you're back there and somebody's coming at you? What's your philosophy about what you're trying to do?
I need that ball. That's all I know is you got to go get the ball. I just hate getting scored on. That's something it just messed with me a little bit. Every time I get scored on, I feel like I got to go get a stop the next time. So it's just something that's always been a part of me, just since I've been playing Little League basketball. So it's just been, I don't know, it's just something I like doing.
Is it the best thing you do? Is it your favorite thing of basketball to block a shot?
I probably say it is one of the best things I do. I think it was just a God-given ability because it's something. I don't know. It's like I'm good at timing them. I can, obviously I got all the athleticism to go block the shot, but I think it's just a God-given ability for me to do that.
How excited are you for the season?
I'm very excited. We got a good group of guys, good coaching staff. Just everybody just wants to go win. So I'm very excited for this season.
How do you feel like the team has been gelling? Obviously, a lot of guys playing with each other for the first time.
I feel like we all gelling together pretty good. Not even on the court, even off the court. Everybody's cool with everybody. We hang out a lot. We pretty much hang out every day. A group of us gonna hang out every day. So I feel like we all getting along pretty good. And I think that's one of the best things about this team. Nobody think they're over anyone else. Everybody's coming in, working hard, and we just want to win, and we want to win as a team. And I think it's everybody want to see each other win, and I think that's what's real good about this team.
I know you had that relationship with Coach for a while, and you guys have been talking about just being together for a while. But now that you're actually here, what is it like being here and being coached by you?
I feel like it's great. I feel like it's making me a better person, more confident, it's just better all the way around because having someone like him behind you, it's gonna make you better because he gonna push you to be great every day, and then he genuinely has love for you, so either on the court or off the court, he gonna always be there. So I feel like it just make it easy.
What's the one or two things in your game you want to get better at?
Right now, what I'm getting better is get my 3-point shot more consistent, and being able to handle the ball better. That's two things I'm working on more now. And then for the way we play, Coach give us a lot of freedom to go play basketball and play at a fast pace. So I think that's something that will help me out in the long run too at playing the way we play.
What's your observation on how Wes plays, what he's going to bring to the team, and his ability to put the ball in the basket?
I think Wes, he obviously a good teammate. He's someone that can put the ball in the basket at any given time. He's someone, he shoots the ball. He scores at all three levels. He guards the ball, and he's a hard worker. He's probably one of the hardest workers on his team. He in the gym from sun up to sun down. So he gonna bring anything we want. Whatever it is to win, that's what he'll do.
As a basketball player, how impressive is it to you that obviously the guy can score? He was the conference player of the year, but he was also the conference defensive player of the year.
It just lets you know like he just wants to win. Like you got a lot of people that can put the ball in the basket but won't play defense, or play defense but can't put the ball in the basket. But to have a player that actually does both, it's real great for our team. And then you just see it. You can see it in his game, like how he played, or in like you said, he was all conference on offense and defense. Like it's just somebody that just genuinely wants to win. It's real great having someone like him with us.
As an older guy on this roster that's seen a lot in your career, and this is a roster that's got a lot of true freshmen and young kids, how much teaching are you doing on a daily basis?
It's some teaching every day. Every day we can learn something new to be better. So it's a lot of teaching, but I can say like they're catching on pretty quick. We got some pretty good freshmen. We got some good freshmen coming in, and they all hard workers, and they all going to give their all every day. So it's been, it's a lot of teaching, but it's been fun at the same time, seeing them get better every day and seeing them go hard the way they do.
When Coach got the job here, he said, we're going to play fast, but we're going to play efficient. How important is it? Everybody wants to play fast, but you got to score, don't you?
I think playing fast it's just a fun way to play basketball. It's a fun. It's exciting to the fans. It's exciting to be able to go play free. Play free, play hard, play the way you like to play. But at the same time, it's a play style that can wear other teams down. Like you gotta be in great shape. You gotta be a hard playing player at the end of the day. So I think it's just all around a good way to play.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Lastly, we got Wes Enis.
What attracted you to this head coach when you were looking for a new place to play?
Yeah, I think just Coach Hodge and like his coaching staff and how hard they recruited me, and how much love they showed me and what they showed that I could do in this system, and their ability to win. Like they won at Arkansas State, and I came from a Division II program that has a chance to win a national championship every year, and that's what I want to do. And Coach Hodge made that pretty clear that we can do that. So that's kind of what excited me to come here.
What's his personality like in your view, on and off the court? What he demands from you, and then what you get from him in the quieter moments?
Yeah, I think on the court he just demands you to be your best at all times, which is sometimes hard, but like if you really take a step back, that's what you want. You don't want anything less than that. So it's awesome that he does that. And then off the court, he's a goofy guy. He'll do anything for you. He's always there for you. He'll laugh and joke with us. So he's a great dude.
Following up on that a little bit, the coach that recruits you is a different mentality than the coach that coaches you in that gym. What was it like the first time he coached you hard?
Yeah, I think when I expected him, I actually texted him to coach me harder. And at first in the summer it was tougher, but like now it's if he doesn't coach me hard, I'm mad. So I'm looking forward to get coached hard. So it was awesome to have him kind of coach me harder.
Talk about your three-point shooting ability as a team. What kind of team can you be shooting-wise?
Yeah, I think everyone can shoot. Everyone knows Joe has unlimited range, can shoot the ball very good. CJ, he can shoot it well too, and both of our bigs can shoot it well. And everybody on the team is always getting shots up. Everybody's getting extra work in, so everyone on the team can really shoot the ball, pretty well. So it spaces the floor out really well.
Does he give you guys pretty much a green light, carte blanche?
Yeah. If the numbers say that you can put the ball on a high clip behind the line, he's going to give you that green light and confidence. But he also gets mad. Like if you have an open three and you don't shoot it, he's going to blow the whistle. Like a lot of coaches aren't telling people to shoot the ball, and that's for anybody on the court. If you're wide open, you have to be able to shoot the three. And he'll get mad at you if you don't shoot.
I'll ask you the same question I asked him. What are the one or two things you want to try to get better in your game?
Yeah, I think just continuing to make reads, and then continue defensively, just to not have a nonstop, always be, ready to go. Coach Derek, he always constantly tells me, make sure you're always in a stance talking. So just constantly getting better at that every day.
What's the excitement level knowing the season is just right around the corner?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, as we all are. This whole team has been a lot of work in the summer, so we're all super excited to actually, see it pay off and play somebody else. So I think everybody's super, super excited.
How do you feel like the team has been gelling?
Awesome. I think this is one of the closest teams I've been around. Like DC has said, on and off the court we're really tight. Off the court we hang out all the time, and then on the court, we're always super, super together.
Remember last season, I heard and was told that CJ could throw down.
Yeah.
The guys that are watching this probably haven't seen most of the team. Is there anybody else like that?
I don't think so. I mean, his ability to jump, and then his ability just to how fast he is, and his ability to play make is something I've never seen.
So when you look at a lot of these conferences in basketball, have a player of the year is usually like leading scorer, and then they give a defensive player of the year some guy that's blocking shots or stealing, or it's usually not a guy that's scoring a lot, but you seem to be able to do both. Hard thing to do. How do you do it, and why is it important to you, both ends of the court? Because as Damian said, sometimes you get one or the other, not both.
Yeah, I think just one, I always want to win, and defensively it's all effort and all controllable things. I can't control if I'm putting the ball in the basket that day, but I can control me guarding, who I need to guard, if I'm in the right coverage, where I need to be at the court. I can control all those things. So I try to realize, hey, defensively, it doesn't matter what's going on. Offensively, I need to be locked in and engaged that whole time.
You're making the jump from D2 to D1. How are you personally feeling about that?
I feel good. My team last year was super, super talented. So I didn't feel really that big of a jump, to be honest with you. But there was some hiccups here and there, and the coach staff, they kind of knew that, and they brought me in. We watched film and understood that. But I haven't felt really too big of a jump, but it's just been awesome to be out here compete at a high level.
How do you know when you're playing a game? Do you it's hitting your first shot, or is there anything that gets you going, or is it every game kind of its own little entity?
I think as soon as the game starts, I'm just ready to go. Just the amount of work I put in, it's time to go when that ball goes. So I think that's really the only thing that needs to happen to make that click go. So that's really kind of my thought process.
Where does your daily shooting routine come from? Where did that start?
I started in 7th going in 8th grade. I switched hands from shooting right-handed to left-handed. So that's kind of just made a factor, just making sure I make at least 500 to 600 shots every day. I've been doing it since 8th grade year. So that's kind of what made me kind of do that.
When you get on the court and it's finally counting for real, have you thought about what your emotions going to be at that first game?
I think it's just super excited. I think, like I said, everyone's going to be excited, but, it's just a grateful opportunity to be a Division I basketball player. That's a dream and goal of mine. So it's going to be cool, and be able to do it with my brothers is going to be an awesome thing to do.
When people look at where you've been, is it D2 guy and whatever? I mean, is that something that follows you around, or is that something that's a driving force that, you want to prove yourself in some way?
I don't think prove myself necessarily, but it is cool to have that little chip on your shoulder. That's always awesome to have. But I don't think it necessarily proves something. I think just me playing the game and, what they brought me in here to do, I think that's all that needs to happen. I'm not really going to overthink it too much.
All right, anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good to see y'all.